Let f of t be the number of ducks in a lake t years after 1990. Explain the meaning of each statement. Letter A. F of 5 is equal to 30. All right, so first, in order to kind of interpret this statement, we first want to try to create a base function, okay, from the given information. Now, what I want to do here is I'm going to use a variable here for the number of ducks. I'm going to call the number of ducks letter D, okay? Now, what this first statement is telling me, okay, what the first sentence is telling me, it says let f of t be the number of ducks. I'm going to reinterpret this as, and appropriately so, but I'm going to add a couple of words in there which are not said, but they're assumed to be there. So I'm going to reinterpret this as saying let f of t be equal to the number of ducks. Okay. Now, if I do that, right, I can then start to create this, right? I said let f of t be equal to the number of ducks in a lake t years after 1990. So this is now my functional equation. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reorganize this. I just like having the function on the right-hand side. All right, so all I'm going to do is just simply switch that around. Okay, so this is d is equal to f of t. Now, why this is important to create is it gives us context now. So I can interpret this statement in a couple of different ways, right? Just as I said, d is a function of t. Well, that's great. Well, what the heck is d? And what is t? Well, d represents, as we said, the number of ducks. And t represents the time, right? Because it's said years. So basically, I can say that the number of ducks on a lake is a function of time. Okay? And then even still, I can still add a little richer context because they gave me a little more information. So that's the third interpretation down here. All right? I can say that the number of ducks, d, is a function of time in years after 1990. All right? Now what I can do is take these statements, organize them so it matches this formula, and then I can easily interpret it. So notice here, my function value here is on the left, all right? And I have it in my equation on the right. It doesn't matter, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flip this around so I have it be consistent with the equation I have. So I'm going to write 30 is equal to f of 5. So the reason why I do this is because now I know what d is. D is the item on the left-hand side. And f is the value on the right-hand side. And the t is then 5. Right? So this is now easy to show, meaning that the number of ducks is 30. Okay? So I can say the number, so here in terms of writing, the number of ducks in the lake is 30 after how much time has passed? After 5, right? Because they told us 5. So after 5 years, after 1990. Okay? So basically, in other words, I could even restate this another way. What's 5 years after 1990? Well, it'd be 1995, right? So I could reinterpret this again and say the number of ducks in the lake is 30, or there are 30 ducks on the lake in 1995. I mean, there's a couple of ways to interpret this, okay? No one way is totally correct. They're both valid. But you got to give it that rich context. Okay, so let's take a look then at letter B. And this one should be quick, right? I'm going to use the same function. D is a function of t, meaning the number of ducks is a function of time after 1990. I'm going to take this equation, just flip it so it matches nicely. So this is 40 is equal to f now of 10, and I can interpret it the same way, right? I'm going to say that there are 40 ducks in the lake 10 years after 1990. All right. In other words, in the year 2000. All right. Well, that turned into a triangle somehow. So hopefully this helped you guys. All right. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much for watching. Please help us out. Hit that subscribe button and the like button too if this helped you, and tell your friends. All right. We'd love to help them too. Have a great day.